Hello, and welcome to the Keiwear Show, where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. I am your host, Keisha Mayo, and we have a wonderful show for you on today. Today, we have Kevin Knox. He's a 10-time best-selling author, he's a coach, and he's the CEO of Hard Knocks Life. Welcome to the show, Kevin, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate the invitation and being on this platform. And first of all, that was a dope intro. You know what I'm saying? Talk about
Oh,
life,
thank
love,
you.
that was hot. So
Thank you.
it's an honor just to be on the platform, and I just want to say thank you. And like you said, my name is Kevin L. Knox, and I'm straight out of West Philly. But I ain't no rich uncle like Will Smith. You know, I'm just out here on a mission, to be a light of hope to a lot of people who have a dream or a goal, because I was that cat that just, had a dream, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it could really happen, and based upon the environment that I was raised in, he had a lot of negativity, oh,
Right.
that will never happen, boy, stuff like that.
Right.
I had one individual speaking to my life
Right.
who told me all things is possible if I just believe, and I chose to.
Yes.
And so now I try to encourage others to do the same.
Right. And Kevin, I'm just so happy you're on the show. I mean, I watch you on the internet, and I mean, just thinking about how far we have come and how far you have come. Because I actually met you at a book signing, remember? At Barnes and Nobles, we did a book signing together. And just to see the great things that you're doing, you went from, and I believe at that time you had Anonymous Decisions was the name of your book. And I'm sure you have many more books now. So how many books do you have now?
10, yeah. So
10 books.
yeah. So it's funny because that was almost 10 years ago when we met.
Yeah.
You met me when I was on the come up. Like, I ain't really know what I was doing at that time. It was like, again, I was in my dream stage at that time.
Right.
So it's just cool to see, what has happened in that time.
Right. And we both was on the come up, but we was doing it. And look how God has been with us through it all. Because I know you shared about, your upbringing. You didn't have a good upbringing, but what was it that, not going too deep, but how was your upbringing?
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't like it wasn't terrible. Like, I had a great mom that, provided for me, took care of me and everything like that.
Mhm.
But I'll just say, like, in the Black community, we was raised with a little dysfunction. I say that. And in home, I was told that I was dumb. I was told that I was stupid. I was told that I was never going to be anything. And, I was too young to understand that, at that time there were a lot of people above that generation that was speaking those type of negative things over them.
Mhm.
And as a result, I ended up getting rejected. And when you hear those things subconsciously, you
Yes.
become it, you believe it.
Right.
Ended up getting adopted by my grandma around the age of 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember she was sitting me at the dinner table and she was like, "Yo, Kev, what you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be my own boss."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "But," like that. And she said, "Why did you say but?" And I said, "Well, because I was told I was dumb and stupid." And she
Mm-hmm.
said, "Why do you walk in the opinions of other people when you can freely walk in the shoes of your greatness?"
I
And
love that.
ever since then, that's been the nugget for me to kind of transition.
Right. And now I know your grandmother, you looked up to your grandmother, but did you have any other role models, male role models, growing up, who spoke into your life?
Honestly, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, well, I guess you could say, yeah, not physically in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I was a huge Allen Iverson fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
so I had inspiration from afar. I still
Mm-hmm.
think that those people could be mentors and inspiration to you because, AI was a guy who came into the basketball league, and
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't your typical what you would normally accept. He came different. And I never forget one of his quotes where he says, like, "Yo, I don't want to be like Jordan. I don't want to be like Bird. I want to be like me and say I did it my way." And
Right.
I remember he was the underdog,
Uh-huh.
and that's how I felt. I felt like I was an underdog, not having
Mm-hmm.
a college degree, coming out of Philly and not,
Right.
coming from most of everybody in our family is adopted. So it was one of those situations where it was like, I struggle with identity. I struggle with purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
struggle with all the things,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something in me where I saw other people that could be great, and seeing people like AI, seeing people like Tyler Perry, seeing people
Right.
like, I was like, yo, if they could do it, it has to be possible that I could do it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. And
So
knowing where you came from, and where you're at today, that everything that was spoken into your life was a lie. When you have a loving God who, wants the best for his children, and you wanted the best, you had, a desire and a goal that you wanted to reach, you wanted better. So now that you know that you have, pretty much made it, how do you, did you forgive those who spoke those negative, and abusive words into your life? Did you forgive? What does forgiveness means to you?
oh, that was a good one. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, um, I can't say I just like I would say on the surface, yes, I forgave everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
also I thanked them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it
Right.
wasn't them, I
They
wouldn't
gave
have
you that
got
push.
there. Yeah, and I needed it because see the thing is I was broken by words of negativity. And see, purpose is defined as the reason why something has been created or done.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose is also the answer or solution to a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had in my heart to do was be an entrepreneur. And it just so happens that entrepreneurs solve problems. And wherever there's a problem, there's an opportunity to make money.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was I ended up realizing like, yo, I was broken by words of negativity. And I asked my grandma, I said, yo, grandma, if words had the power to break me, do you think that words got the power to make me? And she said, I
Mm-hmm.
guess God created the world with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when it hit. And I was like, ooh, I had to go through the negativity because I had to learn how to now, like, oh, I got compassion now. And now I
Right.
flipped it and I reversed it. And now I build up people with words of positivity. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. That's awesome. And I tell you, it just amazing. But now we're gonna get into your master class.
okay.
Let's talk about that. Because I know this is how you, like you talked about, teaching people how to do certain things and how to turn their income into a six-figure income. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. Tell them the name of your master class and just let them share with them about that.
Yeah, so I have a program called Six Figure Secrets, and so one of the branches from it is Six Figure Author Secrets, and we do what's called the Six Figure Author Masterclass. And so, being a 10-time best-selling author, you get a lot of people who's like, "Yo, man, how'd you do that?" Or "You make it look so easy,"
Mhm.
blah blah blah. And
Mhm.
people think that writing a book is hard, and it can be if you don't got the right system or the right information.
Right.
And so, I had a passion, 86% of Americans want to write a book,
Mhm.
and less than 6% actually get halfway through to complete it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's a
Right.
problem.
Right.
And but everybody has a story in them. Everybody has a
Everybody.
message.
Mhm.
And I wanted to like I knew that I was able to build $1 million company just from literally telling my story and my message. So I was like, yo,
Mhm.
if I could do it. And I listen,
Mhm.
I graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. Now I did get a I tell you this, I did
Mhm.
get a degree in purpose though. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this: the fact that I was able to do it, I wanted to. That's when I knew, okay, that's my way of helping people build up their life with words of positivity by them telling their story. Because I can't reach the whole world, but if I
Right.
can touch other people and they can be a blessing to other people with their words and their story,
Mhm.
and so pretty much, we take your story and your message, teach you some simple principles of how to write a book with ease, and literally how to monetize it into a six-figure coaching or speaking business. So
Wow. That's
yeah.
awesome. And I wanted to ask you, what was the drive? Like what drive did you have to make you want to sit down and write the book? Because mine was a little different. It was like, I wrote it, but it was never with the intentions of being an author. It was therapy for me.
Yeah.
What was it that, you said, what, I want to put my story, and I'm talking about from the first book. I want to
Mhm.
put my story down on paper and, be a help or a blessing to someone else.
Mhm. Good question. I would say it was similar to yours almost. Where
Okay.
my grandmom, she gave me a notepad and a pen when I was a kid, and on one side she told me to write down my pain, and then on the other side she told me to write down my vision. And
Hmm.
she said the purpose of why she wanted me to do it is because as I get older, I could look back to see how far I've come and see how
Hmm.
far things I've overcame. And
Hmm.
I remember like I used to get teased, like walking to school and stuff. I used to have one
Hmm.
of those books. I'm like, dang, Kev, you look like you're writing a book. And then again, I had a gift. When someone would throw a negative word, God wired me to just turn it into positivity. So when they said, dang, Kev, you look like you're writing a book, it
Uh-huh.
was, oh, I guess I am. Right. And so I took all those notebooks and all that pain, and I literally just had the idea of like, man, if truth be told, I remember I started a blog. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
started uploading my content to a blog, and wasn't nobody reading it. They was playing me
Mhm.
crazy. And so I was like, all right, cool. So then, no one wanted to read it. So, and I was like, people don't seem to read blogs, but they read books. And then I just decided to just put it in a book. And I didn't think it would pop the way that it did, but it did.
Mhm. Right, right. And so, do you feel this was your purpose in life?
Um, I feel like it was a stepping stone of the purpose. I feel like my purpose is to be the Harriet Tubman of entrepreneurs that help lead others to a place of financial freedom and living out their dreams.
That's awesome. I just love you, Kevin. Even the things you say, like even when I look, there's some quotes that you be putting on your page, and I'm like, wow, I love that.
Yeah.
But do you have with the master class, do you have a large percent of people that took the course and they also became six figure?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, currently, we have about, I want to say 50 people in our elite program. We have over 100 people in our course. And over the accumulation of like the last 3 years, we probably made an impact in about 500 people's lives.
Mhm.
As far as people who have been monetizing the book and stuff like that, we have
Mhm.
60 to 40% ratio. 60% are people who are hitting that six-figure threshold.
Mhm.
40% are those that are not. And the
Mhm.
reason why they're not is not because they don't have the desire. They just wanted to kind of come out with their book.
Mhm.
And a lot of them have jobs. Like it's a lot of people who, like I always tell people that, purpose does not mean you have to be an entrepreneur or have a
Mhm.
business or something like that.
Mhm.
And so, we have 40% of our clientele that's just they're teachers, they're doctors, they just
Mhm.
get their message out, to the
Mhm.
world. And so it's been an amazing blessing. Actually, coming up November, I'm actually in the city of Philadelphia. I'm actually having what's called the Six Figure Secrets Mastermind, and we're
Oh,
going to bring those individuals that I'm talking about. We're bringing all of
okay.
them all in one place and one time to highlight their
Oh,
success.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's gonna be big.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. And I was gonna ask you how many days is this course, or is it a 1 day course? What's the curriculum?
Yeah, so the master class is just a 2 hour master class. That's just the
Okay.
master. And
Mm-hmm.
so if people take the master class and they're like, yo, man, this was amazing. I'm ready to go to the next step. They can
Right.
get a Six Figure Secrets coaching program. And
Mm-hmm.
in that program is a 3 month accelerator. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where you'll get your book done and everything like that. And then if you're like, hey, you know what? I got the book. Now I'm ready to take my message to the stage. Now you join the
Right.
Six Figure Speakers Accelerator,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
Yeah.
so we literally walk you through creating being an author,
Mm-hmm.
developing the speaker in you, and then also creating that coaching or consulting business so that you can continually thrive, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a it's a holistic 3 step process. I say it like that.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. And one of the things when I was talking about the quotes, I remember you had this quote on your page that said, "You don't wait for the world to recognize your greatness.
Hmm.
Just be great and let the world catch up to you." And
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, wow, I love that because I remember someone had said that to me that they love the fact that I don't wait on people to make things happen. I make it happen for myself. So it made me think about you and the quote that you put up. So you put so many things up there that can, open people's eyes, to what they need to do in life because sometimes we go through things and we get discouraged, but I thank God for people like you who can encourage,
Mhm.
and let the world know that, listen, you may be down now, but look where I came from and look where I'm at today.
Yeah.
So how does it feel knowing that you touch so many people's lives,
Uh,
just in your walk?
I get that a lot, but I feel like I don't know. I haven't been able to really I don't know. I guess I don't view it like that. Because I still go through challenges. I still go through a lot. And I realize that in order to be an encourager, you have to continually experience discouragement.
Hmm.
And it is your faith that must always pass the test of discouragement. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
so it's just like, it's never like a moment where it's like, oh, everything is just great. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, it's
I ain't
never
gonna lie.
gonna be like that.
I ain't gonna lie. The money great. I ain't gonna lie. That money is, money is great. But you know what? It's crazy how, like, I, for the first time, I had made more money than I've ever made. but at the same time, I got sick. And I remember like God humbled me real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I was grateful for it because it was almost as if like as I started to grow in success, it was almost as if like he kept a thorn in my flesh to go with it, so that I never would get too big headed of
Big
myself.
head.
So in my mind, it's not that I like, oh, look what I have done or look how I've helped people. I just looked at myself as being, I guess you could just say, just like I said, the Harriet Tubman. Like I can't explain it. Harriet was an individual who had a desire to be free, and that was me. I wanted to be free, and when she got free, she came back to try to help set as many other people free as possible. And so for me personally, that's all I really want to do is like, because it's so fruitful over here. It's amazing over here. And, you know, um, that is just, I would say the hardest part though, is like Harriet. I remember there's a part where she went to go back for her family. Like I believe it was her sisters and them.
Right.
And they were so embedded and locked into the how they were and where they were that they didn't want to be free. Like they wanted to be free, but it wasn't. Now you go ahead, Harry. We gonna just stay here. You know what I mean? And I think the hardest part on the journey when you are encouraging people and stuff like that is that not everybody's going to be able to grow with you, but you can't feel bad for outgrowing people who had a chance to grow with you.
I like that.
When you said that, the quote, don't wait for the world to recognize your greatness, just be great, let the world catch up to you. That came from a personal place that is not who you are, that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. You know what I'm saying? And if you knew who we really were, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, you are an unstoppable force if you go after your purpose.
Yes. And like you said, we have to stay humble, because pride comes before a fall. And that's why God is going to continue to have us go through things, because that's growth. When we go through things, it allows us to grow. It allows us to see ourselves, because sometimes we can run, and God said, you know what, I gotta sit you down for a minute so you can you can put yourself together. You can see the things that I'm trying to teach you, because God has his chosen people that he uses to work in certain areas to reach out to others. And when you're chosen, you have to spend some time with him so he could teach you some things. And when we start getting that little, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, God said, okay, let me humble her, let me humble him right now. Don't forget who did this for you. Now I need to use you to be a blessing to this one, because the Bible also said there's nothing new under the sun. So everything that we're doing now, somebody done did before, so now it's time for us to be able to help the next generation, like you said. And I know you're also a motivational speaker, right? You have spoken so many different places. Have you ever been fearful, speaking in front of others?
Nah. It's funny because the number one phobia in America is public speaking. And my whole life I've been fearful of things, and it was crazy because how I actually got into speaking by defense mechanism, because when I was in school and stuff like that, I'll not be paying attention in class and stuff like that, and the teacher call you up to the front, or I'll say bring you to the front of the class, Kev, teach the lesson. And I just had a knack. I knew how to make people laugh, and I knew how to talk. I could talk to a slug. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I started to see people laugh, or I started to people respond. And so what I would do is I started to use that. So what happened was I eventually, I had a craving to get in front of people eventually, because I knew that it was almost like a comedian. How there are some people they'll make fun of themselves so that you get a chance to make fun of them.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was more so I wanted to be the center of attention in a sense, so that I would control the environment, so I could never allow the environment to control me, type of thing.
Gotcha.
But I realized when I matured, I realized I was doing that out of a place of brokenness and insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I realized you can never let the insecurity of an environment of other people take you out of being insecurity of who God created and called you to be. And
Uh-huh.
so, what happened was I began to like walk in the security of my authority. And it
Uh-huh.
just so happened that God took me that route to discover the gift to be able to.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm not fearful. You know what I'm saying? I do get nervous though. I tell you that.
Right,
No,
right.
but I rather it's my happy place. Like some people like going to the beach. I like being on front of that stage in front of those 1,500 people or more.
Okay, should I take an offering for you now or later?
And-
Now, tell us about the good news. I mean, you're the keynote speaker for DC government and the United States government. Tell us about that. That is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So, it's still a little surreal for me. I ended up last year. I got a call. I got booked this do a contract like a workshop with DC.gov. And it was great. It was a great workshop. And then from that moment on, I don't just write books, but I write curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was they were interested in the curriculum that I have for team building and communication. I ended up creating a curriculum for the DC.gov. Came back multiple times to teach the curriculum, and it just blew up. And it did so well that they was like, "Hey, we need this for all of our sites." And
Mm-hmm.
you're not thinking like, "Oh, sites, whatever," right? So
Right.
they had invited me onto a virtual call, and I'm thinking like I'm just gonna be talking to some DC government employee or something like that. And then before you know it, then I see people from like Virginia, and then I see people from Canada, and then I say, wait a minute, and I'm like, oh, it was the whole U.S. on this joint. So
Mm-hmm.
what happened was it just turned into an opportunity for me to now distribute my curriculum, and now I oversee the government and their team building and communications department. So yeah, it's been. So it's amazing what you could do with a degree in purpose. I'll say that.
All right, a degree in purpose. You didn't get one from a college, but you got it in purpose, and that means a lot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's like there's people now who's making millions of dollars and they don't even have a college degree,
True.
or probably never even graduated from high school.
Absolutely.
It's all about whatever God's plan is for your life. Can't nobody stop it, regardless of what you have and what you don't have.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful for that. And I know you also partnered with Walmart. I mean, you're just doing some great things,
Yeah, man. I
Kevin.
see what happens when a little small, when the small things start to happen, you start realizing, I wonder what else is possible.
Hmm.
And then, like, God starts to kind of stretch my faith. And then it's like something gets achieved. And then it's like, I wonder what else is possible. And then I wonder what else is possible. And
Hmm.
so I've been out here trying to get as many sponsorships. I've been smiling a lot on my social media because I'm trying to get a Colgate sponsorship,
Right.
because I just been out here on the grind, just trying to change the game and do things that ain't never been done before. And just show that it ain't like my grandma told me, all things is possible if you could just believe.
Right.
And I know that my thought, like referring to God, my thoughts is not his thoughts and my ways are not his ways. So
Right.
the moment when I think I did the impossible,
Hmm.
he
He
sets the
told you
bar
to
down
see
to
him.
do the impossible again and then impossible again. So there's no
Yeah.
limit to possible. So
Yes. I love that. I love that. So, Kevin, what mark do you want to make in life? How do you want people to remember you?
oh man, I want to live full and die empty, as Les Brown would say. I would like people to remember me as an individual who had an amazing work ethic, uh,
Hmm.
all for the purpose to help other people step into their purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, that's really what it comes down to, because uh, that's what makes the world a better place. Because again, purpose is the answer or solution to a problem. We all got a couple problems in this world, as
Hmm.
and if anybody is curious of how do I discover my purpose, it's real simple. At the end of the day, if you have a gift, you have a talent or a skill set, and if you can step into an environment where there's a problem and you are the solution to it, with
Hmm.
that, guess what? That's your purpose.
Right. Right. And that's one of the quotes that another quote that I love that was on your page where you said you were a purpose before you were a person.
Absolutely, because the creator knew of you before he's formed in your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying?
They can talk, man.
That's
Yes.
real.
I
That's
mean,
real.
yes, it is. And I mean, this interview is going so quick, but I want you to just encourage the viewers. There may be somebody that's, viewing this show right now, and they
Mhm.
just feel like they don't know, where their life is going. I want you to just encourage them real quick to let them know, how they can make it.
Yeah, sure. So I would just say life is a fight. You know what I'm saying? And we all gonna have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of our life. Whether you are just whether it's life, business, marriage, family, it's inevitable that you're gonna get hit and knocked down in life, but it's optional to get back up. And although life, may hit you with jabs of trials, hooks of pain, I would
Hmm.
say uppercuts of tribulation, and every now and then you're gonna get hit with some low blow obstacles that you
Hmm.
have to
Hmm.
expect. But you have to realize that knockdowns are a part of life, not the ending of it.
Oh
And
no.
what happens is when you realize it was a knockdown, wait a minute, you had the ability, life, hold up, marriage, hold up,
Hmm.
business, hold up. You had the ability to knock me down with all you had, but
Hmm.
you didn't have the capability to knock me out. In other words, I'm stronger than life's greatest hit, and I ain't even throw a punch yet. You know what I'm saying? And so you just gotta keep getting up, keep swinging, and
I
eventually,
love it. I love it. And please just let the viewers know real quick how they could get in contact with you, how they could find out more information about the master class.
yeah, so everybody can connect with me online on all social media platforms at Coach K Knox, CoachKKNOX. And as far as the masterclass, they can visit me online at sixfigureauthorsecrets.com or coachknox.com, or just hit the link in my bio on Instagram and we can connect.
This has been such an awesome conversation. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being my very special guest. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And I encourage y'all to come back next week for another episode of the Keiwear Show. You can follow me on all social media platforms and on the internet. And also, Kevin Knox, his information will be listed in the credits. And I encourage y'all, and I just want to let you know that Keiwear is the key to knowledge.
You have came too far to quit. It is time for you to make up in your mind that you're going to keep holding on and that you're going to keep moving forward. You have to choose to have tenacity. And tenacity is choosing to hang on when letting go appears to be more attractive. And I know like right now, it might seem more attractive to let go of that dream, more attractive to let go of that business. You know what I'm saying? But listen, let me tell you something. When God gave you the idea, he already gave you the yes. And I know that you might be like, but I'm going through a world of tests. And it is your faith that must pass the test of that discouragement. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I know that you are tougher than your situation. Now, I'm going to be honest. I hope that this video is an inspiration to you. But sometimes you can't sit around and wait for inspiration. You just got to go out and be the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Be the inspiration by not giving up. Be the inspiration by choosing to be the best version of yourself. Choose to be the inspiration by having that tenacity. Choose to be the inspiration by having that grit. Choose to be the inspiration by being resilient. Choose to be that inspiration.